I got pregnant by a billionaire. My family kicked me out. I am bound by his contract. I surrendered everything, but his illegitimate child, he underestimates me. Little does he know that my child is my weapon for revenge. I'm Amelia, and this is my story.
How could you? How could you get pregnant and not even know who the father is?
Raphael could not believe it. His daughter, Amelia, was unmarried and pregnant. Worst of all, she was unable to explain anything.
I do know what happened, Dad. That night, Sophie drugged me.
Oh, please. Of course it's my fault now, huh? You mess around with some street dog and now I'm the one you're blaming.
Her stepsister, Sophie, had always hated Amelia. She never missed a chance to humiliate her, to make her feel small. And on Amelia's 18th birthday, Sophie crossed a line that could never be uncrossed.
Either this child or get out of my house, right now.
Amelia's hands trembled, but her voice did not.
No, I won't. This is my child. My choice.
That one decision cost her everything. Her home, her family, her place in the world. She needed to find the man responsible for it. She replayed the events of her birthday night in her mind. She had drunk wine, spiked by Sophie. She remembered stumbling out, and then him. A stranger. Charming, dangerous, irresistible. She remembered giving in. She remembered everything. But when she woke up the next morning, he was gone. No note, no name, nothing. What she did find was worse. Men in defense uniforms stormed into her room, along with a man in a very expensive suit. Attorney, Mr. Cortez.
The gentleman you spent the night with is my client. Please sign this NDA stating that you won't attempt to defame or blackmail him.
Amelia didn't even know the man's name, yet Mr. Cortez forced her to sign the NDA. Amelia's destiny was playing cruel games with her. Mr. Cortez had made her sign that NDA months ago. Now, she was sitting in his office again. Ironically, he was the only bridge that could connect her to her child's father. Mr. Cortez, as usual, slid another contract in front of her.
My client is willing to provide full financial support. Medical expenses, education, monthly costs. Everything's detailed here. All we need is your signature.
Amelia studied the offer. It looked perfect on paper. Too perfect.
What's the catch?
There's only one clause. If my client chooses to be involved at any point before the child turns 18, you'll be required to live at his residence with the child.
Amelia's heart stopped for a moment. He had vanished without a word. Now, he wanted a door left open into her life forever. She signed the contract. Not out of trust, not out of hope, but out of defiance. If he ever returned, she would make sure he regretted it. Who was this mystery man? Why did he want to stay connected with Amelia? Why was he watching from the sidelines instead of showing up? Did Amelia just give him the right to walk back into her life whenever he chose? Part of Amelia thought her child's father would show up the day she gave birth to their healthy baby boy, Max Rivera. I mean, he was paying the hospital bills, right? So, he had to know the time had come, but he never appeared. In fact, 6 years passed in the blink of an eye, and Max's father never made a single attempt to contact Amelia. And, well, that was fine by Amelia, because she gradually forgot about him with time, and settled into a simple but sweet existence with her son, who was now 5 years old and, really, the center of her universe. Even though her father had cut her off, she remained in Miami to work on healing her relationship with her family, for Max's sake. Over those 6 years, she worked hard to juggle single motherhood with college, graduated with her degree in modern languages, and landed an impressive internship with Miami's Council of Foreign Affairs. With Max's living stipend and her work as a translator, she managed to afford a small apartment for their little family of 2. The building was a bit run down, and the landlords, well, they rarely fixed anything, but they made it home nonetheless. Amelia came home from her internship, excused the babysitter who had picked up Max from school, and smiled when she saw Max's cute, serious face on the couch. He was concentrating on his favorite TV network, CNN. Amelia shook her head, both proud and stumped, to have mothered the only child who would watch a report on US military spending for fun. She tossed a throw pillow at him, and he lit up.
Mom! You're home!
He patted the spot next to him on the couch. Amelia plopped down and ruffled his hair.
Max, how about we change the channel to something more age-appropriate?
Keeping his eyes on the screen, he spoke matter-of-factly.
You're an adult. The news is appropriate for your age.
I'm talking about you, smarty pants.
Amelia snapped the remote, and Max spun around.
Hey, look, this show plays funny clips of pets that misbehave.
Amelia was already laughing at a dancing parrot on the screen.
Mom, no. This show is like for babies.
There was nothing more humbling than being dissed by a 5-year-old, and Max humbled her daily. Amelia often questioned who the adult was in this relationship. Somewhat, she gave birth to a tiny intellectual with a high IQ, but she felt lucky to have a son so sensible and well-behaved, though stubborn as a bull. Amelia tickled Max, and he giggled despite himself.
Give your poor mom a break. I worked hard all day doing boring grown-up stuff. Watching videos of tiny cats bullying big dogs brings me joy.
Max surrendered. As much as he liked to poke fun at his mom, he loved her fiercely. They were 2 peas in a pod. For the last 5 years, it had been the 2 of them against the world. Just then, Amelia was interrupted by a notification on her phone.
Oh, shoot. The food delivery is downstairs.
You ordered ramen?
She winked at him.
Your favorite. I have to run down to grab these bags. Stay here and don't open the door for anyone, okay?
If the delivery man is handsome, ask him to be your boyfriend.
What?
Then we would get all the free takeout we want.
Amelia shook her head. This kid was obsessed with 2 things: food and her non-existent dating life. Between work and raising Max, she had no time for it. Amelia threw on some leggings and a hoodie, then hopped in the elevator to meet the delivery guy. Unfortunately, the elevator had other plans. It jolted and suddenly lost all power, leaving Amelia trapped.
No! 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 Don't do this to me!
She punched all the buttons and tried the call box, but nothing worked. Her phone didn't even have service, thanks to the 4 steel walls that surrounded her. She started to panic.
Hello? I'm in the elevator! Can anyone hear me?
10 minutes passed, and Amelia's shouts for help went unanswered. She worried Max might get scared if she wasn't back soon. At that moment, she cursed her landlords for being such deadbeats when it came to maintaining the building. Another 10 minutes later, the elevator finally came back to life, and Amelia rushed straight to her apartment.
Max, baby, I'm so sorry.
She felt her stomach drop when there was no sign of him.
Max?
Amelia looked in Max's bedroom, the bathroom, and the kitchen. She even ransacked the closets. He was nowhere to be seen or heard. A bad feeling shot through her bones.
Max, if you're hiding, come out this instant. This isn't funny. You're scaring me.
Amelia ran into the hallway and bumped into her neighbor.
Oh, Wanda, have you seen Max?
The old woman looked confused to see her.
Oh, you're here? I was just outside and saw Max get into a black car. Sorry. I assumed you were in there with him.
Oh my God, Max!
Fearing her son had been abducted, Amelia bolted out of the building. When she reached the street, a row of 4 black luxury cars were parked outside her building. Their windows were tinted too dark to see inside, so she ran up to one and banged on the car.
Max, baby, are you in there?
Just then, a hand touched Amelia's shoulder, and a man's familiar voice sounded behind her.
It's okay, Miss Rivera. Max is with us.
She spun around to find a familiar, stern face looking back at her. It took her a second to place him, but when she did, her panic spiked again.
Mr. Cortez?
It was none other than her least favorite lawyer.
Where is my son?
Your son is safe, Miss Rivera. I promise.
He spoke gently, hoping to reassure her, but she was on high alert.
I want to see him now. How dare you? Take him anywhere without my consent. You just went into my apartment and abducted him?
Mr. Cortez crossed his arms.
We were concerned for his safety. When we went in, we found the boy home alone with no adult supervision.
Amelia's eyes were wild, as if she might attack him at any moment.
The elevator broke down with me stuck inside. I couldn't get to him, but that still doesn't give you the right.
The lawyer backed down and softened his voice.
You're right. I'm sorry if we scared you. We weren't going to take him off the premises without notifying you. But when I tried to call, I was sent straight to voicemail.
Amelia looked him dead in the eye.
Where is Max? I want to see my child right now.
The lawyer gestured to a nearby limo.
Max is in the middle car. He is getting acquainted with his father.
Amelia's eyes flew open wide.
I'm sorry? Did you just say his father?
She charged towards the car when a wall of bodyguards suddenly blocked her path.
Please step back. We cannot clear you to approach the vehicle until you calm down.
Amelia burned with fury.
I will not calm down. You can't just take my child like that.
Her mind was in chaos. She had always hoped Max's father would appear one day, just so she could slap the jerk and settle the score from 6 years ago. But she never thought he'd be so brazen as to do this. The worst part was, the had her son trapped in a car, and she still had no clue who the hell this man was. Little did she know, his true identity would be something beyond her wildest dreams.
Does the boy not speak?
A man with a dignified air sat in the back seat of a limousine, locked in a staring match with the young boy, who glared at him in quiet defiance. The dark-haired man with Spanish features looked distinguished, dressed sharply in a navy suit. He furrowed his brow and turned to his chief of staff.
Victor, what's wrong with the kid?
His assistant was nervous to respond.
Well, sir, the boy was a bit resistant to come with us. He bit the guard who carried him.
The man eyed the boy with a proud smirk.
Good. Serves the brute right for not following my instructions. I told you to invite the boy and his mother out to the car, not abduct him.
Just then, the boy interjected, his voice calm but defiant.
Then let me go back to my mom. She'll be mad if I'm not in the apartment when she comes back. And you don't want to see my mum mad, mister.
The corner of the man's mouth lifted in amusement, a slight chuckle escaping his lips.
Is that so? Well, listen, Max. No one here means you any harm. I'm afraid we got off to a bad start, thanks to my senseless men. My name is Javier. This here is Victor, my assistant. And I promise, you'll be reunited with your mother very soon.
The boy's eyes narrowed suspiciously.
How do you know my name? And how come your car windows are so dark? And you have so many bodyguards? Are you like a star for one of those boy bands?
The man turned to his assistant, hesitating for a moment, unsure of what he should say next. But then, with a careful exhale, he continued.
Max, what can you tell me about your father?
The boy's expression flickered with confusion before he answered.
Oh, my dad? He's dead.
The assistant nearly choked on his water at that response, the car's atmosphere growing tense. The mood in the car shifted abruptly as the man's face darkened, the silence hanging thick. He cleared his throat, then looked at the boy with a more serious expression.
Well, what if I told you that I'm your father?
The boy stared at him, brows furrowed, trying to process the words.
So, are you a ghost?
The man exhaled sharply, a sigh of exasperation slipping through his lips.
No, not a ghost. Wouldn't you like to have a father who's alive? How about you come and spend some time with me? My house has a pool, basketball court, and there's even a horse stable. Do you like horses?
Max looked at his so-called father, intrigued.
Does your TV get CNN?
Victor interrupted with a chuckle.
Sorry, I think the boy meant CN, the Cartoon Network.
Max flatly corrected him.
No. CNN. Cable news.
Impressed, Javier lifted a brow.
Smart boy. I have over a dozen TVs, all equipped with more than 50 international news channels.
Max sat back, dropping his guard.
Your house does sound cool. but my mum would be sad if I went somewhere cool without her. But can she come too?
Before Javier could answer, a member of his staff popped into the car.
Sir, there's a situation. The VP has requested an emergency video call.
Javier grunted in disappointment.
Very well. I'll take the town car back to the office and leave this one here.
He turned to Max with an apologetic grin.
I'm sorry I have to run, but I look forward to spending more time with you, Max.
An unknown emotion flickered in Javier's eyes. Something bittersweet, but hopeful.
Goodbye.
Meanwhile, as Javier hopped into a town car that sped away, Amelia was ushered into the limo and reunited with her son. She rushed to him, relieved to see him unharmed.
Max, thank God. You're okay? I'm so sorry, sweetie. The elevator got stuck again.
And when she got back, Max took her hand.
Mom, it's okay. I'm all right.
Still perched in the corner of the limo, Victor chimed in.
Miss Rivera, on behalf of my boss and myself, we are deeply sorry for the misunderstanding. We didn't mean to cause any distress.
Amelia's stare bore a hole into the bespectacled assistant.
Is your boss crazy? Where is he?
She couldn't believe the weasel managed to sneak away before she could give him a piece of her mind.
Miss Rivera, unfortunately, my boss had to tend to an urgent matter, but he's invited you and Max to join him for dinner tonight. His driver here can take you two to his estate now, if you will allow.
Victor gave a desperate smile, unsure if she'd agree to see Javier. With a devilish spark in her eyes, Amelia accepted the invitation.
I will absolutely join your boss for dinner. Tell him I cannot wait.
She had to know why he was here, because there was no way she'd let him take her son. She needed to make that crystal clear. Max leaned in close and whispered in her ear.
Mom, the man that was here before, he said he's my dad?
Amelia's heart clenched. This was not a conversation she expected to have anytime soon.
It's a complicated story. The short answer is, yes, he is. But I can explain later, okay?
Max nodded, his little brain deep in thought. Internally, Amelia cursed this man for blabbing their son's paternity to him so recklessly. The limo departed for Javier's home, and once the car reached its destination, Amelia's jaw dropped when they drove over a bridge leading to a private island estate.
Max's father lives here.
She gathered the guy was wealthy, but she didn't think he had private island money. The car pulled up to a palatial Spanish-style villa surrounded by palm trees and lush greenery. Max was in awe.
Wow. Wow. Is this a house or a hotel?
When they entered the home, they were greeted by Mr. Grant, the head butler.
Good evening, Miss Rivera. Sir Max. Dinner will be served at 8. Until then, we've prepared a guest room where you can bathe and make yourselves presentable for the occasion.
Amelia bristled inside.
Presentable? Who does he think he is? The King of England?
I have the urge to present him with my fist.
Mr. Grant escorted the two through the estate, filled with dazzling chandeliers, modern art sculptures, and antiques Amelia knew had to have cost a fortune. The butler let them into a bedroom suite the size of Amelia's entire apartment. Max bounced onto the plush bed, unable to contain his excitement. He never stayed in a place this grand.
These will be your quarters for the evening, Miss Rivera. A hot bath has been drawn for you. And in that closet are the array of evening wear and accessories in your size.
Wait. What? Was he serious? Amelia flung open the closet doors to find a rack of high-end designer dresses and heels. Not only were they in her exact size, but all the garments were in her favorite colors and styles. It was eerie.
Mr. Grant, is your boss some sort of stalker?
My boss is very thorough. Please don't hesitate to call should you require assistance.
The butler excused himself. Overwhelmed by the events of the day, Amelia stepped into the bathroom to splash some water on her cheeks. There, she came face to face with the bath the staff had prepared for her. And, oh my God, it was a scene worthy of a goddess. The marble tub was adorned with wildflowers and fruit, and on the ledge was a champagne platter. Amelia scoffed.
How presumptuous to assume I would undress and bathe in his home.
If her baby daddy thought lavish pampering and designer gowns would make her forget his sins, he was sorely mistaken. Although, she had to admit that one cream-colored silk gown was to die for. But she'd never give him the satisfaction of seeing her in it. He was going to get her the way she came, a tad sweaty, in leggings and a hoodie. Resolute, she reached into the water to pull the plug and drain the tub, but stopped when she got a whiff of rose oil. Damn, that does smell amazing. She was suddenly tempted to take a quick dip. No one would have to know, and her stress level would certainly benefit from it.
Now, Amelia, get it together. This was no time to be seduced by aromatherapy. Focus on the task at hand.
Tonight, she would finally stand up to the villain from her past. And with that, she grabbed the plug and pulled it out. By the time she came out of the bathroom, Max had fallen asleep on the bed. She tucked him in, and his groggy eyes peeked open.
Big star?
Yes, little moon.
Amelia responded with her nickname for him.
It's kind of cool that I have an alive dad. Can we keep him?
Amelia stroked her sweet boy's hair.
We'll see, baby. Get some sleep.
She knew not having two parents like other kids bothered Max deep down, but he never complained about it. This instant attachment, he seemed to have grown to the man, gave her mixed feelings. 8 p.m. arrived, and Mr. Grant fetched Amelia for dinner. She noticed him flinch when he saw she was still in her same clothes, but he said nothing. The butler escorted Amelia to the formal dining room. The space was warm and softly lit with candlelight. Just then, a maid informed her that the man of the hour would join her shortly. Of course, he would make her wait yet again. Amelia grabbed a glass of wine to tame her nerves. Soon, footsteps approached outside the dining room and sent her heart into turmoil. The doors opened, and standing there was a tall, striking silhouette with a commanding aura. Amelia's breath hitched when he stepped into view. It's you! His face was just as she remembered, sculpted and suave with a clean-cut masculinity that had only grown more alluring with time. It irked her that someone so vile was allowed to look this good. While she fought a flood of emotions that swelled inside, Javier's piercing dark eyes took in all of her and was struck by the sight. Her soft olive skin and chestnut hair was radiant in the glow of the candlelight. She was just as pretty as the night they met. His eyes traveled down and registered that she chose not to wear any of the gowns he gifted her. He liked her like this, though. This way, he got to see the real her. Amelia, on the other hand, now felt self-conscious, standing next to this impeccably dressed man, while in athleisure wear. Maybe she should have worn that silk dress, she thought. After a moment, Javier slowly closed the distance between them.
Hello, Amelia.
That voice. It was the same smooth baritone that echoed in her dreams whenever her mind revisited the night they gave themselves to each other in sweet abandon. That night, before he ruined everything. Just then, a cool, confident grin crossed his face.
Tell me, how have you been?
How has she been? His question was sobering and maddening. After 6 years of pent-up spite and fury, she found herself at loss for words, and her hand shot up to the sky. She struck Javier hard across his chiseled face. As his eyes darkened, Amelia was rushed by a team of bodyguards who pinned her to the wall.
Let go of me. What kind of coward needs a gang of men to save him from one woman?
Everyone cringed in disbelief at the disrespectful words Amelia dared to fling at their boss. Javier's head of security turned to him.
Your Royal Highness, are you okay?
Javier growled, annoyed.
I'm fine. She's fine. Leave us.
But, Your Highness, any potential threat to the crown must...
Growing impatient, Javier cut the man off.
I said, leave us.
Did he just call him Your Highness?
Amelia wondered if she heard that correctly, as the men let her go and retreated. She looked at Javier with wonder, and finally demanded,
Who the hell are you? Why did that man just refer to you as your highness?
Javier licked a small cut her ring made on his lip, then gave her a smug smirk.
I am Javier Calderon, the Crown Prince of Spain.
If Javier is a prince, would that make Amelia a princess? Will Amelia be given the royal title, or will she choose to stay away from such powerful people?
To find out what happens next, download the Pocket FM app in the next 1 minute to get free access to all the episodes of The Royal Accident for free. Hurry before the offer disappears. Install Pocket FM and enjoy free episodes now.